We're extremely fortunate to have you take command, General, and I look forward to working with you, and I know, again, you know many of the Iraqi political leaders here and their commanding generals, and it's going to be a seamless transition. Our fighting men and women were given a mission in Iraq that was as complicated as any in our history. An assignment that proved, as Clausewitz taught us, that war is the realm of uncertainty. Troops steeped in military doctrine were asked to deal with challenges ranging from electricity to unemployment, currency exchange to trash collection. The high-speed invasion that toppled a tyrant became a grinding struggle against violent extremists. Empty roads became death traps. Suicide became a devastating weapon, requiring split-second decisions by young American military women and men that could save a life of a comrade or shed the blood of an innocent. And enemies like al-Qaeda in Iraq waged unspeakable violence against Iraqi civilians in an attempt to foster hatred in communities that worship the exact same God. Thus far, they have failed. The Iraqi people, to their great credit, have rejected the ugly face of violence and cast their lot as well as their ballots for a better future. And so today, while the threat, a tragic reality, of further bloodshed remains, violence has reached the lowest point since 2003 when we arrived here, shortly after we arrived here. And a great deal of credit goes to Iraqi security forces, more than 650,000 strong, including highly trained special operation forces, who are increasingly ready to defend their fellow citizens. In recent months, the Iraqi military secured an election, killed or captured most of al-Qaeda in Iraq and most of their leaders, and made significant inroads against other terrorist groups. Because of their competence, we have over the past year, and it's been over the past years, the General will tell you and you all know, been able to transfer thousands of square miles of territory and hundreds of bases to Iraqi control. Perhaps the most important development of all is that in the aftermath of a second national election, Iraqi leaders are sitting down to settle their difference through negotiation and not through violence. Another way of putting it, as my staff always kids me for saying, politics has broken out in Iraq. The fact that no single party or coalition got anywhere near a clear majority would make forming a government in a parliamentary system difficult under any circumstances. After a decade of dictatorship and war, it's even more daunting task here in Iraq. Unlike after the last election, however, a caretaker government is providing security and basic services and preventing a dangerous power vacuum from erupting. But that is not a durable solution to the many challenges and significant opportunities Iraq faces. The Iraqi people voted in large numbers across communities. And if you don't mind, forgive me for saying so, they expect a government that reflects the result of the votes they cast. And that's going to require Iraqi politicians to place the national interest above their own, a difficult thing in any country, including ours. It is not our place to tell the Iraqis who should lead, but I strongly urge them to match the courage of their citizens have shown by bringing this process to a close and forming a government. And I trust they will do so soon. Since war is a human endeavor, its contours can never be fully drawn with numbers. But the sheer scope of our commitment to the Iraqi people bears some reflection. More than 1 million American service members have deployed here since the conflict began. And I am in awe of their accomplishments and their significant sacrifices, including all of you sitting before me today. This is particularly true for more than 30,000 troops wounded in action and over 4,408 fallen angels who have made the ultimate sacrifice, along with other members of the international coalition. It's no secret that this war has divided Americans, but they have never shrunk, or either political party has shrunk, from a united support for an extraordinary United States military, for extraordinary service of our troops. As President Obama said last night, now is the time to put these differences behind us and come together to meet the many challenges that remain and that we face at home. Today is also an important acknowledgement. It's important to acknowledge the magnitude of the Iraqi losses in this conflict. Tens of thousands of security forces and innocent civilians have been killed. Many times that number have been wounded and displaced. I pray that all those scarred by this war in Iraq come to know the balm of lasting peace. And I truly believe, that their darkest days are now behind them. They have such a great opportunity as they step up to it. After all that Iraqi has endured, we understand their deeply felt desire to control their own lives, determine their own fate, and maintain their own security. That's why we kept President Bush's commitment to withdraw our forces from Iraqi cities last summer. Why President Obama has now kept his promise, made 1 month after he took office, to end our combat mission and draw down to a force of 50,000. And why we will make good on our agreement with the Iraqis to remove all our forces by the end of next year. We gather today in a capital that once boasted the planet's greatest assemblage of universities, hospitals, and museums, a cultural beacon whose centerpiece was a grand intellectual bazaar known literally as the House of Wisdom. In modern times, Iraq has faced hardships most nations cannot fathom, but it is blessed with vast national bounty, natural resources, and the wisdom of the ages lives on in the people here in Iraq, educated, adaptive, and above all, resilient people. This inevitable store of human talent and natural wealth are the tools that can now forge a secure and prosperous future for the people of Iraq. God willing, you're on the path to fulfill that promise again. We're proud to be your partner. Thank you all. May God bless you all, and may God protect our troops.
Vice President.